Welcome back to the Empty Nester Live podcast. I'm Mark.
And I am Jackie.
And we are again excited. We're always excited because we get to bring something that we're kind of pumped about talking about.
Yeah, and today we're going to have a little bit of fun and not get too heavy or intense, because we do have some episodes coming up that's going to get into like some pretty meaty topics. So,
he ain't heavy. He's my brother.
Oh my.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Like that.
I'm not sure. But tonight or today or whenever you're listening, we're going to be talking about 3 fun date night ideas for empty nesters.
Yeah, I think you're always kind of searching for an idea because life kind of cranks on, and then all of a sudden there you are in a rut. And I think, and when you plan date nights, and that's what this episode is going to be about, this podcast is going to be about, is planning date nights. And we're going to give you some real constructive ways to have some fun, do it inexpensively, or spend some moolah.
You could genuinely turn any of these into a very expensive date night. But
that's the way the world is.
The point is, what we were trying to do is come up with some different affordable ideas so that you're not breaking the bank. I mean, let's face it, everybody can get reservation at a really nice restaurant and buy a nice bottle of wine and some expensive food and drop a few bucks and call it a very nice date night. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we just wanted to get a little creative, out of the box, and give some ideas. And frankly, I may have snuck in a couple ideas on this outline that I'm hoping my husband will like.
I'll have a filet mignon, medium rare, please.
I think you're missing.
I'm kind of hungry because I don't think we really had. I heard what you said. It's all good. That's good. So here are the 3 things. 1, at-home experiences.
The first one we're going to talk about are just date night ideas that you can do literally from the comfort of your own home. You can get dressed up if you want to, or you could have a date night in your jammies.
And number 2, local explorations.
Yeah, head out your backyard into your own hometown and find a few ways to enjoy your company with each other as well as your local surroundings.
And number 3, have a reason to get out of town, kind of have a activity centered overnight trip.
Yeah, like you plan a little getaway without it needing to be something major and having 6 months of lead time and researching airfare and all that kind of stuff.
All right, so let's talk about at-home experiences.
Well, let's do that. So for an at-home experience date night, the point here is to maybe get a little creative. I mean, let's face it, doesn't take any creativity to just look at each other and go, let's flip on something on Netflix and lay on the couch and watch a movie.
It's pretty creative because you do have to pick out what you have to. Well, I'm going to be a comedy or a Western.
Well, and don't you kind of find like we actually, when we have those nights, we spend more time just clicking through trying to find a movie we actually both want to watch than we actually spend watching the movie itself.
That's 100% of the time.
So we're going to try and avoid that. That's just kind of mindless, this, that, and the other. So
yeah, we're trying to avoid, this is not a Netflix night, okay? So this is like, that's your norm.
Yeah.
Like our norm is like, okay, we're tired, this is all we got. Let's see what's on YouTube. We're bigger YouTube fans than we are anything else.
True. All right. So an idea could be a culinary idea. Mm-hmm. All right. So this isn't just like, hey, we're going to, make some dinner like we normally would. This is like, let's pick a theme. Maybe an Italian night, a Mexican night, a
Western night.
Yeah.
So I was sitting there thinking, so I brought this hat.
Oh.
And I thought to myself, well, if you just switch hats, you just feel different. Now, this happens to be like a Panama Jack hat.
I was going to say that's more of
I don't have my cowboy hat here.
That's more of like a Florida coast.
It is, but I mean, it's an attitude, right? It's like this whole attitude. Like, it would be cool to have like a Western night, wear your cowboy hat, put your boots on, nice kind of, flannel shirt, whatever. And I
like that. And then you could grill up hamburgers and some baked beans. You could eat outside.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I could see that. But I mean, you do the theme.
But you have to go all in, right?
You got to go all in, man.
Yeah, like if you do the Italian theme, you would wear, I don't know, what do they wear in Italy?
They're fancy.
Italian leather.
We've never been to Italy. We don't know.
We don't know.
But you could try and do a stereotype of cowboys or whatever it might be. Like if you want to do a Mexican night, somebody goes out, grabs some sombreros. I mean, that would be fun, cruising around with sombreros. It'd be super fun.
We wouldn't even need sombreros. We have like blankets we've bought in Mexico. So we could actually just like make tacos and put
it
the
on the
blanket.
chairs or on the back of the chairs.
Absolutely.
I think the sombreros, though.
Play some like mariachi music. Find some mariachi music on YouTube.
And play a little bit of,
We're trying to make this for everybody.
Mariachi.
Not everybody plays mariachi music on a guitar.
Love
but anyway, the
mariachis.
point there is you pick a theme night and you make food around it. You can take it to the nth degree, get all decked out, do all that stuff. We could do like a cowboy night and we could talk like this, partner.
Yeah, we would do the accents. Honey, when's that grub gonna be ready? You got that little...
The Italian night, we will speak like this. I have no idea if that's an Italian.
That's kind of like French.
Okay, French night.
But good shot. I mean, that's what it's all about. And having fun and just, throwing a little bit of French.
So that would be kind of a culinary theme, and then you could take it as far as you want.
Yeah.
You could actually cook together, or like Mark and I'm more the chef and he does the cleanup. We could certainly keep on that schedule and just do the theme. But another thing you could do is to just have a picnic indoors.
Picnic indoors?
Indoors.
Okay.
I mean, you could do one outdoors too, just right on your back patio or whatever. But I'm thinking more like a picnic indoors. I mean, let's face it, we're empty nesters. So to have like a blanket on the floor and eat on the floor, we could do that. Chances are we're going to set up around the coffee table, though.
Well, when I was thinking about this, I was thinking like, let's say you have like a tent.
Oh.
So you just set up. Now the neighbors are going to think you're nuts because you're not 12 years old.
But if you're anything like us, your neighbors already think you're nuts, so it's fine.
Yeah, it really wouldn't be that big a deal. But you set up your little tent, and you have your, you bring your food out, probably sit in front. Then you go inside the tent and you put your little, mood light on, just something, maybe red lights, right? And you just put that on and you just sit there and gaze into each other's eyes.
So that's the first 3 minutes.
That's the first 15 seconds.
I think if we had to sit and gaze in each other's eyes for like a certain amount of time, that actually might be an interesting experiment for us to try.
I'm so romantic.
I feel like it wouldn't be romantic at all.
It
would be hilarious. Okay, so you could do a picnic. You could get that together. And, Mark and I have actually done this in the past where it's not really so much a picnic as much as it is just like a charcuterie kind of night.
Yeah. We like a little bit of cheese.
Yeah, we'll
some
do
almonds,
like cheese and crackers.
figs.
I've got my little charcuterie board. We'll get smoked salmon. And then we don't really even cook that night. We just do that. Maybe open a bottle of wine or something. And it's a nice night.
Yeah, and you can invite like your favorite friends over. Like
a double date?
Like a double date.
You could definitely.
And they come over, and I'm going back to the whole, theme. They come over with their sombrero on, and that'd be cool.
No.
That'd be so fun.
I am just envisioning. I suspect in 2 weeks from now we're going to have a Western theme night and have about 10 people over.
I would like it.
I think that would be fun. So, but we're going to go back to, so that's an idea, but we're going to go back to, this is supposed to be like date night between the two of you, or if you're a single empty nester and you're seeing someone, these are just ideas for romantic nights.
Nice.
Game night.
Well, so this is more her thing than my thing. So here's what I grew up doing: playing Monopoly and a little bit of like Go to the Dump. We called the card game Go to the Dump. What did you call it? You call it something different?
I don't know. I don't know what that card game is.
You have to go to the dump. I can't even remember how to play it, but you would go into the middle. Maybe you guys know. You'd go in the middle and you'd have to go to the dump and you'd take cards out. We played something similar. Maybe it's Go Fish. Go Fish. See? So I don't, but she grew up on games, so let her talk about the game night.
Well, and this is the one I snuck in hoping you will get the hint, because I keep asking to have game nights, and he's like,
we did do it one night.
Did we?
Yep.
I think that's false.
100%.
I think that's fake news.
You think that's fake news?
I think that's fake news.
Well, there's so much fake news out there. How do you know?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Like, I look at my parents, they used to, every night after dinner, they would play a round of Scrabble, and then they would play a round of Sorry. And that was like their thing. That was their date night that they would do. And they actually did that like every night. So he's right. I 100% grew up in a household that we liked to play games. We would play dominoes. We would play card games. More so, we would play board games though. And so you could do a night like this where you could either, if you've just got a couple of decks of cards, you could look up some card games that maybe you've never played before.
Learning new games, it's one of those things.
I like it. Anyway.
Old dog, new tricks, I guess.
Well, so part of date night is doing things you might not necessarily enjoy because your significant other does. And it's a self-sacrificing kind of love.
Yeah. Oh, I'm in.
Totally. You like how I threw that? Like that.
I'm totally
I like
in.
that little guilt trip in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, so game
so
night.
in.
Game night would be fun. The other thing is like you could borrow games from other people that maybe you've never played before, or just buy a new one on Amazon. So that's a fun thing. Another thing we could do, you could create a future bucket list.
And we actually do that.
Yeah.
We do sit around sometimes and talk about, we should think about doing this. And we have a bunch of stuff on, like places that we've been meaning to go and also shoot video and do videos of. It's just been one of those years, but we definitely have that. I just posted on Facebook the other day. I started my bucket list. I bought the bucket.
Okay, Dennis, if you're watching this, please appreciate that dad joke and feel free to use that.
Hey, pro tip, if you like jokes. There's this service, and it's free. It's not even really a service. It's like an email. So Mikey's Funnies.
Oh.
And they actually email you funnies like every day. You get a Mikey's Funny in your email box, and they're really funny, and they're clean, which is great. They're not a bunch of dirty jokes.
Yeah, I don't like dirty jokes.
Which would be like disgusting, but they're really cool. So Mikey's Funnies.
All right.
Dennis.
Pro tip. All right. So another thing you can do, backyard stargazing. Mm-hmm. And I think this is something that we've done. Now, we live in Flagstaff, Arizona, which is a dark sky community, but you don't have to live in a dark sky community to go out in your yard and, enjoy whatever nature you have at your fingertips.
Well, we have this really nice little backyard, and we have a fire pit back there, and we can look up at the stars. It's very dark, like Jackie says. It's surrounded by pine trees. We have these kind of Adirondack chairs, and you can just sit there, and if you want to bring a beer, she'll have a wine, whatever. It's just nice. You can just sit around. We don't put on music. Mm-mm. We just listen to kind of the wind that goes through the pine trees.
And the hot air that comes out of both of our mouths.
Mainly that.
No, it is a nice time where we will say like, okay, let's go sit down on the patio and we'll bring a beverage and just, talk. And it's kind of nice and it's just a fun thing to do. Okay, so here's the last thing. What's the last thing on there?
Oh, the last thing is scavenger hunt. I'm not picking up on your vibe. I'm not picking up on your vibe.
Okay, so a scavenger hunt, it would be like a really cool thing if you just wanted to get out of the ordinary. Let's say you just have a normal night planned at home, but what you could do is you could leave like little clues and notes that would take you around the house, and you would go from clue to clue and have to find each one. And at the end, there would be maybe just a little surprise. Maybe it's just like a little love note. Maybe it's a gift. Maybe it's a couple glasses of wine or non-alcoholic beverage if that's your vibe. But it's just a way to have a good time.
Interesting. I didn't know what you were thinking about that. I was like, scavenger hunt. Why does she have that on the outline? But I understand it. I'm not sure. I'm down for whatever. We'll try.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Maybe
we're down for. I'm down for it. Whatever.
I'll do a scavenger hunt for you.
It's fine.
And then you have to complete it, and the scavenger hunt will end with dinner.
Yeah.
So then you don't get fed if you don't do that.
Fantastic. Or let's say you're by yourself. you're an empty nester but don't have a significant other, just go ahead and set stuff around your place, and then don't do anything, and then wait about 6 weeks, and then go see if you can find it.
And then you'll probably, it'll actually be...
Find the trail of ants, if you're leaving food.
Dear Lord. Okay. So those are some good ideas.
Yeah,
if you want to have some in-home, just like we said, you could get dressed up if you want to, but literally you could do date night in your PJs.
Okay. That's hot.
So.
Okay. So number 2, many adventures close to home.
Yeah.
What's the first one on your little bucket list there?
Well, this is all stuff you can do just by heading out into your own little town. You don't have to go crazy. And the first one was a hiking trail. Now, I get it. Like, we live in mountain towns, and so hiking is a big deal. You might live in, flatlands, middle of America kind of thing. So maybe it's not so much a hiking trail as it is like a path, like a park that has a walking path or something like that.
What's the name of that trail that's over by our quasi mall that we would go do? What was that called?
Fat Man's Loop?
Fat Man's Loop. We have not done that all summer. We have not done Fat Man's Loop.
We needed to go do Fat Man's Loop.
We haven't been there for a year.
You're right.
But anyways, you go up Mount Humphreys sort of thing. And you can actually get to the top of Mount Humphreys. But that's just...
No, that's not Mount Humphreys. That's on the...
Yes,
Mount Eldon, I thought.
Oh, Eldon. What am I saying? It's on Eldon. Anyway, there's a ton of trails that I haven't been on in Flagstaff. And on a mountain bike, I've been on a ton of them, but I know there's a whole bunch. Like, I was up mountain biking up by Lowell Observatory. We have Lowell Observatory here in Flagstaff, where they discovered...
Pluto. And that brings us to the next one.
Oh. What is it? Stargazing?
No. Oh. Well, kind of. Local museums.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, every town, and if you live in a really small town, you may have to drive a couple towns away, but usually within like 30 to 45 minutes, you can find a little local museum or an observatory or an art gallery or something like that. And you can go and explore those. And they're usually either, sometimes they're free with just like a donation. Sometimes they're just really inexpensive.
I understand the new building over there at Lowell, they have a lot of exhibits in there.
Yeah, we have to go check that out.
So
maybe that'll be something that we do coming up soon. I mean, I was kind of thinking about this when I was putting this list together. We've been to some of our little local museums here. I think about when we went to that little military museum. We actually even did a video on it.
It was fun.
Things like that. But I mean, think about all the museums in the area that you and I have not gone to together.
Yeah, but we've been out the one up on 180. What is it? The native. What is that one called? Over there by going to Lockett, where the train is.
We haven't gone to that together.
Oh, okay. But anyway, there's stuff we could still explore.
Right.
And that's like 5 miles.
Exactly.
And it's probably, $16 to get inside, which is not a lot of money anymore.
Well, but here's the cool thing about it too, is like you pay your entry fee and then you can learn some stuff. You go through it together. You just spend time and you gain some knowledge. You're doing it together. It's a shared experience, but it's not like, a lot of times you go and you're like, okay, we're going to drop more money and we're going to drop more money. And then you go and you got to buy food and you got to buy this. So like a museum, you just pay the entry fee and then you can enjoy.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, remember when we were in Rockport and we went to the Fulton Mansion?
Yeah, and then we also did the Nautical Museum too.
Yeah.
We did Fulton. Was it called the Nautical Museum?
No, but now that you say that, I can't, that's all that's coming to mind. But anyway, we did videos about that. It was actually
really good, really, really well done museum.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, there's little museums.
We have done it. We have actually put our money where our mouth is.
Yes, we have. All right. So what's the next one on that little list?
I'm not really sure. Farmers markets. Yeah, she loves farmers markets. And I do too, because she buys like really, really awesome vegetables and sort of stuff. And then she comes home and makes it. And I don't think there's really anything better than fresh from the farm to the table produce. Yeah. I just don't think it exists. That is one of the joys of summer, by the way.
Yeah, that is. It really is. And then, sometimes, like if in a seasonal area, a farmer's market is something that's kind of spring, summer, little bit of fall,
Yep.
and then they usually close down for the winter. But like here locally, we have a little farmer's market.
It's like a little
store. And they actually ship things in for, like in Flagstaff, it's, we get snow and everything. Local shuts down. But they'll bring things in from Kingman, which is only like 3 hours away and things like that.
It's much more desert or it's
they have a more...
It's warmer.
Yeah. So anyway, that's an idea. Another idea is go to cafe or bookshops that you haven't visited or that it's been a long time since you've gone to.
I always used to go to bookstores all the time when they were out there.
Think about that.
And now they really don't. The bookstores are kind of all shut down.
No, we've got bookstores locally, like in Flagstaff. We have
But I mean, remember like the big ones.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm kind of talking like these like little local.
Bookman's is here in Flag.
Right, like I'm thinking local hole in the wall type bookstores. Sometimes bookstores actually have little coffee shops inside of them. You can order a coffee there, or just go to like a cafe or a coffee shop that maybe you either haven't been to together ever or it's been a long time.
And my favorite romantic movie was Notting Hill, and that all started in Hugh Grant's, I forget the name of his character, in his little bookstore.
Wow.
Julia Roberts' character walks in there. Actually, I think she comes in, then she spills her coffee, but it's all kind of like he's this bookstore guy.
So see, you could go to a bookstore and you could meet Hugh Grant or Julia Roberts. So look at that.
I do not want you to think that's going to happen. I want this podcast to be about truth.
Okay.
In the American way.
So you could probably get a book that talks about one of those two people.
You could buy a book about it.
How about it? Or you could go, or
now,
you
this
could
one's
watch
more
Notting Hill.
This is kind of the next one, Scenic Drives. That's really more up my alley a little bit.
This is your thing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. Actually, at the beginning of this year, I bought a 2014 Triumph Bonneville. Real cool, white and gold. Bought it inexpensive, put some new tires on it.
Which is a motorcycle for people like me who would have no idea what he's talking about.
And I've done a lot of little adventures on that. Just go check stuff out, and I like to get in a car or whatever, Jeep, whatever, and just go like, my whole thing is I've never been down that road before. And I've been like that ever since I was a little kid. Never been down that road before. I'm going down that road.
So I think the scenic drives is more your thing. The game nights are more mine.
Yeah.
But we do scenic drives together sometimes. So this is for dates. So I would be willing to go on a scenic drive. Maybe I can hop on the back of the bike. She's only been on it once, and we rode. The kids came up. Sophie and Brody came up on their motorcycles from Phoenix all the way up to Clarkdale, and we decided we would ride motorcycles to Jerome, which is about 4 miles. And but it's scenic and it's beautiful, and Jerome, Arizona's bueno. So we rode up there, and Jackie was on the back. She hurt her back because the back shocks were bad, and they really jolted her. And I get it. So I had to get new shocks, and she hasn't been on it since. I know, I don't trust it. That's okay. I'll try.
No, I got the rebound all good now.
Okay. So the last one on the list is like local breweries or wineries. Depending on where you live, will depend on kind of what's in your area. But that's something we do this, and it's funny because we're not big drinkers. We're kind of one and done people.
Yeah.
But so we like to enjoy a drink. And so one of the things we do when we go down to Clarkdale, there's this little brewery called Smelter Brewery, and it's our favorite. It's got great beer. It's got a great vibe. The people are nice. You meet a lot of locals. It's just kind of one of our favorite things. So we'll go down there and go sit down and have a beer together, and it's a fun date.
You buy a beer, and they do a couple of things really well, especially there, is they have live music. And what's weird, it's wild about Verde Valley, which is that Cottonwood, Clarkdale, Jerome area. It seems like a ton of professional musicians have actually retired there.
Yeah.
So you do get some pretty nice, live music and free. Put a little $5 in the tip jar. And then they also do those trivia nights there.
Oh my gosh. So this is one of my favorite things.
On music. She likes music too. Don't kid me. Kid yourself. But trivia night, and she's like one of the top in the country when that comes on. She needs to be on the floor.
I know. We just started watching the new season of The Floor, and we both are like, I should really go. He could actually do good too because he knows.
It depends on the subject, but I'm not very good. I don't think I'm very good at it.
I think you do
Okay.
good when we play along.
But anyway,
with him.
she loves the game nights because she can. A lot of times they have like classic music on, not even classic, just music.
So what they do is they do on Monday nights there, they do music bingo. That's the one. So we do the trivia one, and that's fun, and that's
She
kind of a
loves
nationwide thing.
bingo.
But the music bingo is always fun too. So you get your little bingo card, and then they play like 15 seconds of a song, and you got to see. Anyway,
Cyndi Lauper.
it's fun. So anyway, so those are some good date night ideas that you can do that are in your local areas. And, maybe you've got some other things that you can do. Leave us a comment below and let us know, like in your area, what's something we didn't think about that maybe you have that would be fun. If you live in like a beach town, maybe it's just going and having a picnic at the beach. I don't know.
Yeah, you'd never leave though, beach town. I mean, love beaches.
We love the beach.
They're very cool. So number 3, we're going to talk about just kind of a activity centric sort of getaway or date night. And this is going to be a situation where you have like a unified idea of what you want to do. You want to go somewhere and you're going there for a specific reason. How about an example, Jackie, of something that we did that had a central focus?
Yes.
Date.
It
was only 2 nights.
It was only 2 nights, and we went out to the San Diego area, which was just a drive for us, and to go to a Blackberry Smoke concert. That was the whole reason we went out there.
Blackberry Smoke is playing at the Humphreys seaside, basically in San Diego, out on Coronado Island. And I said, we got to go. So I bought tickets, and a good friend of ours let us use their condo. So it ends up being, this could have been a very expensive
Could have been expensive,
trip.
right.
We could have flown, we drove, and the drive was nothing because we'd just done the whole from Flagstaff to Omaha and back thing. So driving to San Diego and back was like, is this like driving to Tucson to you?
No big deal.
It was not a problem.
And it was fun. And then, so when we went, what was fun is that, we're going for this specific concert, this event. But then we get there and we ended up going to a really nice restaurant. I mean, and like when I say really nice, I don't even mean like necessarily
It wasn't crazy expensive, but it was
I just mean
good.
the food was great. The ambiance was nice. We actually watched the
surprising.
Dodgers win the World Series while we were there.
Dodgers won the World Series that night. Yeah,
So-
which didn't hurt my heart because I like the Dodgers.
Yeah, and I'm a huge Cubs fan, so the fact that the Cubs weren't in it, I was happy to see the National League win, so I was happy about it too. But there's other things, like you could go, you can find a festival that for like-minded. In fact, when I was doing some research on this, one of the ideas that kept coming up is a hot air balloon festival. Not our thing, but if that's your thing, that's a great reason to travel and have fun.
Have you ever been in a hot air balloon?
Absolutely not, no.
I've been up in a few times, and here's the shocking part about being up in a hot air balloon: they're noisy because they gotta burn gas and they got that big flame in the middle, and when that thing's on, it must be like 112 decibels. So it's like,
Yeah.
what'd you say?
Hot air balloon.
I've been up one of them.
Wizard of Oz. That's
2 or
what
3
it makes
times.
me think of. So, and I'm happy to leave it there. I have no desire.
Yeah.
But some other things. So festivals. You may have a specific
Might be a wine tasting thing.
Right. Like, I mean, again, we have the Verde Valley close to us, and people will come up for a night so that they can do like little wine tours.
Maybe a
and
retreat.
things.
Maybe some sort of retreat.
Yeah, like a church retreat, or a maybe you want to go to a conference. Not a conference. That's not what I'm really looking for, but a like an event, whatever. Anyway,
Just a common theme, something you want to do, and doesn't have to be crazy. You don't have to travel. We traveled 6.5, 7 hours to get to San Diego. And that was probably the most outlandish thing to do for 2 nights, but we loved it. We had a good time.
we really did. Some other reasons why you may want to, just kind of travel. I know sometimes people just want to go to a museum. I know up here, Jerome is a really popular overnight trip if you're anywhere in Arizona, Jerome's like this little tiny town. It's got maybe 400 residents, but it's an old mining town, ghost town. We did a video on it. You can watch that. But a lot of times people will make that an overnight destination if they live in Arizona, they want to do something out of the ordinary, and they just want to get away for a night. So stuff like that is fun.
Yeah, like we want to go down to Bisbee. You know,
we
want to do Bisbee, we want to do Oatman. So we want to do those couple of trips. And, you know, there's other really cool stuff. Actually, you know, it's really weird. Over on the east side of the New Mexico-Arizona border, there's a lot of stuff over there. I know she's never really ever been over there too much. Yeah. South of, like, Sholo.
Okay.
That sort of thing. There's some neat stuff.
So that's the point, is there's a lot of really cool things that you can explore that may be only 2-3 hour drive from where you are right now. So kind of figure something like that out. Another fun thing that you could do is, you know, again, if we're trying to keep this really super budget friendly, you can even like bring food along with you. Like if you're going to stay at an Airbnb where you can actually cook your meal. That's true. Then you can come. Oh, look.
Then you don't have to go out either.
Wait, look how I'm bringing this back around. You can actually combine some of the ideas from number one, the at home, but you could do it at an Airbnb on this little trip. So, I mean, you know, I'm just saying you could have some fun things. You could pack a picnic. I could see it now. I could borrow a buddy's old truck. We put our cowboy hat on, and go and do a theme in some little rustic cabin in northwestern Arizona. I'm just hearing that.
Great movie.
Anyway, so those are our 3 ways that you can have some cool empty nester night ideas. And one of the reasons we thought we would do this is because, listen, empty nesters, you're at home, you don't have kids, you don't have to get babysitters, you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff. Nope. And so, you know, sometimes you sit around, you get into a rut, and you need a little push to get you out of that rut, do something out of the ordinary. And it can be as simple as having a cowboy themed night at home where you're wearing cowboy hats to just invigorate a little bit of fun into your world.
That's going down. I'm just putting my foot down. That's going down.
We're 100%. I mean, as soon as he started talking about the cowboy hat, I was like, oh, we're 100% doing a Western
I grew up in cowboy boots, so, you know, it's my heritage.
I know. Well, hey, so today we just wanted to have something lighthearted and fun. Last week we did the importance of dogs. We've had a few episodes here that have just been fun and lighthearted. So, Mark, what do they need to do now?
Oh, well, this is where she turns to me and I say, like, alert, and hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. But we're other places, too, with this podcast.
We are. We're on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all the places where you can get your podcast listening in. So if you're listening on one of those, please give us a 5-star review. Let us know how we're doing.
Thank you very much for watching. We really appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for joining us on the Empty Nester Life podcast. This has been Mark and Jackie Tate, and we'll see you next week.
God bless.
Okay, these shoes, I can tell you, I mean, I thought...
These aren't...
I thought for sure just sitting in would be fine. But I'm 100% giving you... These are a really good brand.
Put them in that one...
I am.
Inside.